Greetings everybody, this is Outdoor Soul 77 and I just want to talk to you a little bit today about a couple of fleeces that I own and the pros and cons of both. I live in Michigan and currently on March 3rd it's about 2 degrees outside, and if you want to still be able to get out and enjoy the outdoors when it's that cold, it's always a really good idea to have a quality fleece on hand. It's a great layer underneath a shell, holds a lot of warmth, very high loft. Fleeces are a great idea. And in my travels I've found that the best possible bang for my buck usually seems to be military surplus. So I have a couple of fleeces that I want to show you guys today. The fleece on the right is a U.S. Army government issue Polartec fleece. They use a Polartec 300 fleece, and the fleece on the left is French Army issue, and they are both approximately the same weight. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about some of the features of both, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. So first up, I want to talk about the U.S. military fleece, which I think is just a fantastic piece of equipment. It is made from Polartec 300 weight fleece, so it's very thick and very warm. It's a little on the heavier side, but for fleece, being heavy is not so bad because fleece is generally pretty light. As you can see here, you've got some reinforcement on the shoulders, kind of a nylon material that can handle some abrasion. And you also have that same material that runs from the cuff up just past the elbow to reinforce the elbows. One of the things I really appreciate about this fleece is this big collar. It's very thick, and when you zip it all the way up, it's very high. It will cover your face up to your nose, maybe even just a little bit past. There is a very popular sportswear company. I won't say their name, but it rhymes with fourth race, and they produce a black fleece that looks similar to this, that's really popular, and you see it everywhere at the malls, and it costs about twice as much as this jacket and is not as thick. I think it's made out of a lighter weight of fleece, but I really love my USGI fleece. This one happens to be used. They can be found new, usually for around $40. I think I paid $20 for this one used, or as the sign in the surplus store said, battle tested, and I'll take that. So it's a really great jacket. I really appreciate the really heavy-duty zippers that you have here. Right? Look at those teeth, really robust. That's not going to break. And on top of that, it's a double zipper, which I really like. This is great if you're wearing it and you got to sit in the car and it doesn't put tension on the zipper. It's really fantastic. It comes with these nylon cord zipper pulls. I have a few of these, and on a couple of my other ones I took this off and replaced it with a piece of paracord with a nice knot on the end of it. That's pretty cool. It's got these zippered pockets on the front. One excellent for warming your hands. One of the only downfalls I see is that it's black, and I happen to have pets, and so the hair shows up really nicely on there and it sticks to it, so that's not so great. But such is life when you have pets. The waist of this jacket is adjustable. On both sides you have these shock corded pulls and a little liner lock thing here so that you can pull it tight or leave it as loose as you want it. And I think that that's really helpful. When it starts getting windy, you can keep those cold drafts of air from blowing up inside the jacket and making you colder. On the end of the sleeves, you'll see here that it's adjustable. It has this Velcro adjustment, so you can cinch that tighter or leave it looser if you want to. And one of the things I really appreciate about this jacket is if you're outside and you're active and you're starting to get warm, it has these zippered armpit vents, so you can get some air flowing in there and cool off a little bit without having to take this jacket off. This is just a really great jacket, and if you can get your hands on one, I highly recommend it. You can find used ones really cheap. I've seen them for as little as $9 online and in various military surplus stores. It's just a great jacket. It's very heavy, it's very warm, it provides a lot of warmth for the weight, and it's also packable because it's fleece. You can just crush it down to as small as you like it so that it'll fit in your pack. Next up, guys, we have the French Army issue fleece layer. I don't know that there is another official name for this, and I don't speak French, and I didn't take the time to look it up. But I want to show this to you. All the labeling is in French, and I don't fully understand it, but I can tell you just anecdotally the feel of this jacket. It is probably about the same weight of fleece as the black U.S. Army issue one. It's very thick, very plush, and super warm. This is also a great jacket. A little bit on the pricier side. I purchased this one from my local surplus store for around $40, and it appears to be brand new. I don't believe this has ever been issued. There's no pilling of the fleece, which would indicate that it had been washed previously. And I believe that's the reason for the slightly higher cost. As you can see, similar to the black fleece, there's some reinforcement at the shoulders. One other piece that I kind of like, just because, you know, it's pretty stylish, it has these cool epaulets. Again, I'm not in the French Army, so I'll never put ribbons or anything up here, but this kind of adds a little flair when you want to look good out in the woods. Again, this also has a very high collar, zips up very high. This will cover at least your nose, and there's these drawstrings here at the collar, so if you need to cinch it up around your face to prevent cold air from, you know, getting down to your mouth or something like that, you have that option. And these two cord locks actually lock together. So then if you need to make an adjustment, you can just pull the whole thing all at once. I don't know that I'm going to use that feature, but I find it really interesting that that feature is there. Also on this fleece, you have a couple of areas, loop areas, for a name strip, or possibly some sort of identifier badge based on your mission, if that's what you're using it for. I don't know that I'm going to keep these. I don't really have a use for them, so those may just come off. I don't know. Let's take a look at the sleeves now. Where the USGI fleece had adjustable cuffs, these are just elastic, and this is a very stout, heavy piece of elastic in here. It's very tough. That's not going to stretch out and lose its elasticity anytime soon. And then you have some reinforcement at the elbows, and there's even a little bit of padding in here, so that's great. Once again, you have the same zippered pockets, great for warming your hands, and they're roomy enough that you could put a pair of gloves or a hat in there, or goggles if that's what you needed. Take a look at the other arm, same thing. And down at the bottom of the jacket, unlike the Army issue one, more of that heavy elastic. And let me tell you, that elastic is serious business. So much so that I actually found it so tight that it was uncomfortable, and I went in and removed it. So there is no elastic in the bottom of my jacket, but if you were to buy your own, there will be a lot of elastic. The elastic was so tight that if you wore the jacket unzipped, it pulled the sides of it almost all the way around to my sides. And that was just going to be too tight and too ridiculous looking. So I actually spent some time removing some of the threads that attach to the elastic strip on the inside, and then I went in and cut some of the elastic and pulled it out. The last thing I want to show you on this jacket is the zipper. I have to undo my fancy collar collar locks here. Okay, and this zipper, again, it's a very heavy duty zipper. Nice big teeth that won't get caught and will kind of repair themselves. I forgot to mention this about the USGI jacket, but both that jacket and this jacket feature YKK zippers. I don't know if that's in focus. YKK zippers all around. Good quality zippers. And I don't expect this to fail. The zipper is a really strong point on both jackets, and they're both really great. One thing this jacket does not have that the USGI one does is the vents in the armpit. There's nothing there but smooth fabric. And so if you're in this jacket and you're moving around outside and you need some ventilation, you're going to have to take it off. The other option is that because it's fleece, it does breathe very well, but you don't have that option to vent the armpits. So this is the French military fleece jacket. So there you have it, folks. That's just a quick overview of some of the features of both of these jackets. Again, I think they're both really fantastic. Gonna be honest, I've had the U.S. Army fleece for quite a while, and I've got several of them. I keep them in emergency kits in my car, bug-out bags, all that. It's just fantastic. And the black fleece has just gotten a whole lot of mileage with me. It's been on lots of camping trips, lots of hikes, all of that. And so the French fleece is relatively new, and I need to wear that one and break it in and get some use out of it. And so I may even come back and update this video. But they're both just fantastic. Both of them are designed to fit pretty large so that they can go over some layers and also allow you to have freedom of movement. So get out there and enjoy the outdoors and make sure you stay warm. This is Outdoor 77 Soul signing off.